Towards the bookstore, they locked the doors and told all us stay in, get away from the doors, things like that. But
So it was like an impromptu lockdown in certain buildings?
yeah, like everyone was panicking, like everybody was running, screaming, crying, things like that.
And Kevin, you told me that you heard a series of gunshots. Approximately how many did you hear?
It was like 5 gunshots, and they said someone was hit in the cafeteria, somewhere in the student lounge. And that's where the majority of the crowd came running from. But I didn't really see anybody get shot.
And just a moment ago, you were telling me that it's pretty chaotic on campus right now. What are you seeing on campus? What are students experiencing?
It's a lot of groups of students in the parking lot and outside on the outskirts of the parking lots, but it's a lot of cop cars and helicopters just swerving, going real fast all on campus, things like that.
You know,
Damon, I don't know if you can hear me, Damon.
Within ear distance to the shots. Exactly what's going through your mind with this shooting on campus right now? I can't even begin to imagine what you're going through.
The first thing I could think of was the other shootings on the other school campuses and crazy people coming shooting up and everybody, and I was just, all panicked. I wanted to get down on the floor too,
Well, it sounds as if the evacuation is being handled in an orderly way.
Damon Fernandez. Damon, can you hear me?
On campus, and I don't know how they're going.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Melanie, I got you right here.
All right, if you can just ask him to stand by for just a moment. We need to go back to Ben Taub Hospital where it appears as though a second ambulance has shown up. So, Damon, if you'll just stand by. Ted Oberg, are you still there?
Yes, Melanie, we're here. This is the second ambulance from the Harris County Emergency Corps, we believe coming from Lone Star College. They've not yet taken the patient out of the back. As we said just a few minutes ago, one patient came out of the ambulance to the right there, what appeared to be a wound on his right leg, and we shortly should see the second patient come out here. Ben Taub told us they were expecting 2 patients from the incident up there at Lone Star, but had no information about any sort of conditions. So this ambulance, I can tell you, came in with a little more urgency than that first one. And again, it's really hard to tell from across the street here. No information coming from inside. I did talk to one person from law enforcement who said it appears to be a normal day, that there isn't anything going on differently inside the trauma center here at Ben Taub, with the exception of these 2 patients coming in from the shooting there at the college. Again, we still have not seen the patient emerge from the back of this ambulance, but as soon as you see it, it'll be the first indication for us to get a sense of how serious the injuries are, and hopefully we'll be able to talk with someone about what's going on.
And we see somebody being taken out there now,
Ted. At some point soon. Yeah, it appears that they have a neck collar on, and they're covered up. The other patient only had a bandage on his leg. It appears that this patient may be in slightly more serious condition, but from our vantage point here across the street, we really couldn't tell any more than that.
Now, Ted, these are very unusual vehicles. Obviously, when we see an ambulance, that's not usually what it looks like. Can you just describe real quickly what those are?
Well, it's a typical ambulance, Mel. It's from the Harris County Emergency Corps, which is likely the medical provider up in that part of the county.
Okay.
The campus is obviously in the north part of Harris County. It's, I believe, outside the city limits of Houston.
All right, and as we continue to watch there where you are, we also see yet another person being, well, maybe there isn't a person there. It's a little hard to tell from this distance. But Ted, if you could get some word on the condition of those patients, it sure would be great, and we'll come back to you in just a moment. We're going to continue to look at some live pictures coming from Lone Star College right now, and we can see more paramedics headed this way. Andy Bass, you are up in Sky. Can you tell us what's going on now?
I just saw this gurney just emerge from the back of an ambulance. I think they're just staging it there at that little bus stop right there, just in case if anyone else comes out with injuries. I don't think it was anyone, made for anyone in particular. Just a lot of people standing around. I'm actually going to show you something just across the street on the north side of the campus, just in this little wooded area, and then you got this subdivision behind it, just numerous officers riding up and down the subdivision. Every corner's got an officer on it, some going up and down the embankments of this little ravine down there as well. So they're out full force looking for this guy. You can see all the traffic just being backed up in that area. Ritchie is completely shut down in front of Lone Star Community College, and 10 SWAT units just showed up on scene as well. So there might be a SWAT situation here coming to our attention momentarily.
And I gather you are still hearing word from the from the police helicopter there that they're possibly looking for a man, 6'2", you said, in a Falcons shirt and red ball cap. Is that still the word as far as we know?
that is still the word, and there's a helicopter looking for him right now at the right side of your screen. According to some witnesses on the ground, they saw that the gentleman run to the north side of the campus and then run it through the wooded area, and that's why all these officers are down here. I believe that's a dog now looking for him. So they're in this wooded area just on the north side of the campus, on the north side of Ritchie, because that's where the last witness saw this person running towards.
Well, if we can keep your picture up right now as we continue to watch this search and go back to Damon Fernandez. Damon, I hope that student you were speaking with is still with you. I did want to ask him how word was getting out across the campus. We've heard all of these colleges now say that they have ways to email and text students if there is an emergency. Did he receive word that way, or was it strictly word of mouth like your other student?
Yeah, I'm still here with Kevin Gregoire right now, who was breaking down a little bit about how he learned about that active shooter situation. Now, Kevin, you told me that the first alert you had was with someone yelling active shooter.
Yeah, a student ran into the bookstore screaming there was someone with a gun, and we didn't really take it seriously, but she was crying and kind of stumbling all over herself, and when I guess the owner or the runner of the bookstore locked the doors and told everybody to back up, we started taking it seriously, and everybody kind of got back. Kind of spooked everybody.
Now, Kevin, was there any official alerts sent to students from campus or administration about this situation here?
Not that I know of. I haven't seen any administration at all come give any kind of words and anything to anybody.
So no email, no text? It was strictly word of mouth?
No, yeah. He was the guy who was running the bookstore told everybody exit the bookstore and head immediately to your left. And, like, no one go to the right because they're shutting down whatever that little spot was with the shooting.
And did it appear to you that the campus, or at least that bookstore, had some type of plan in place for an emergency like this, because you said he immediately locked the door?
He immediately locked the door. It was no hesitation. He immediately locked it. No one else was let into the bookstore. He made everyone back away from the windows. Like, he handled himself very professionally.
Now, give me an idea of where on campus this actually happened and what you heard earlier. You told me the series of gunshots.
Yeah, it was, I want to say 5. I want to say 5 definite gunshots, so what we could hear. But it's approximately about 20 feet away from the door of the bookstore to the breezeway in between the cafeteria and the library. So,
yeah, you know, Melanie, Kevin was just explaining to me the logistics inside the campus there. He told me that because we were hearing conflicting information about it happening outside the library and outside the cafe. Kevin explained that he was inside the cafe, which is also called the Student Center, and there's a breezeway between that Student Center and the library, and that's supposedly where the incident took place.
So really outside of both of those buildings.